The movie begins with a man named Dave standing outside a lodge. Suddenly, there's movement in the bushes, and before he realizes it, something attacks him. After this incident, we're introduced to Finn, a forest officer who has just been posted to the small town of Beaverfield. His posting feels more like a punishment, and he ends up staying at the only lodge in town, now owned by Janine. Here, Finn meets Cecily, the local mailwoman, who also lives at the lodge. Earlier, Dave had been the town's mailman, but now Cecily has taken his place. Beaverfield is a very small town with only a handful of residents. At the center of a heated debate is an oil pipeline project. Some townsfolk support it, while others are strongly against it. A businessman named Sam Parker arrives to convince the locals who oppose the plan, while Dr. Ellis, an environmentalist, stays in town to study how the pipeline could affect the environment. Cecily gives Finn a letter and takes him on a tour of the town the next day. Meanwhile, rumors spread that Dave may have run away with another woman. We're then introduced to the different families and couples in Beaverfield. There's Devin and Joaquim, a gay couple, Marcus and Gwen, and Tricia and her husband Peter. Tricia dotes on her dog, showing it more love than she does her husband, while Peter shamelessly flirts with Cecily. A fire totem is built in the town as a symbol, but even that divides the people. Half of them support it, half don't. One day, Finn heads out of town and visits a hunter named Emerson Flint, who lives alone in a cottage. Flint is known for illegal hunting and doesn't care about rules, and his intimidating presence quickly scares Finn away. Later that day, Finn spends some quality time with Cecily, but that night, something terrible happens. Tricia leaves her dog tied outside, and a mysterious shadow kills it, leaving behind only its collar. Heartbroken, Tricia makes a huge scene the next morning. Things get worse when the town's power goes out, and because of a snowstorm that blocked the highway, no mechanics can come from the power station to fix it. While inspecting the generator, Finn notices claw marks and finds the backup generator completely destroyed. It's there that he also discovers Dave's dead body, proving he hadn't run away after all, he was murdered. The shocking discovery leaves Janine in tears as Dr. Ellis collects samples from the body. Dr. Ellis examines Dave's body and discovers animal hair, which she plans to test for DNA. Finn suggests calling Emerson Flint, the local hunter, since people suspect some kind of man-eating beast. But most of the townsfolk dislike Flint and fear him, so no one trusts his help. Finn and Cecily visit him anyway, but Flint refuses to get involved, saying he doesn't care about the people. Finn tries giving him a neighborly speech, but it doesn't work. On their way out, Cecily notices Tricia's dog collar, which makes Tricia furious when she sees it. Dr. Ellis explains that the DNA sample looks like it came from a dog or a wolf, and that the animal had been eaten alive. This proves Dave hadn't run away with a woman, those were just false rumors. The town has long carried a legend about werewolves, and now everyone starts to believe that's what's attacking them. Fearing for their lives, the townsfolk decide to gather at the lodge for the night, arming themselves with guns. That night, Tricia's husband Peter is attacked by a shadowy figure. His hand is bitten before he's killed and partly eaten. Gwen rushes in and starts firing her gun, but in the chaos, Peter ends up getting shot. Shockingly, his body shows the same kind of animal hair that was found on Dave. Dr. Ellis takes another sample, clearly shaken, and Finn offers her water to calm her nerves. It's clear that Dr. Ellis strongly opposes Sam Parker's pipeline project, and with tensions rising, the townsfolk panic. Everyone wonders how an attack could happen inside the lodge. Finn tries to calm them down, saying they should wait for Ellis's final test results. Ellis locks herself in a room to work, but before long, things spiral out of control. She starts drinking heavily out of fear, clutching a gun, and begins shooting wildly. Terrified, she warns the others that the creature is a werewolf, and that it could be any one of them. She explains that a werewolf is a person who can temporarily transform into a wolf. Meanwhile, Sam secretly takes the key to Ellis's room from Janine and goes to check on her. Suddenly, 3 gunshots are heard. When Sam returns, he claims that Dr. Ellis has killed herself. The group is horrified, and they quickly lock all the doors of the lodge. With paranoia spreading, they begin accusing each other of being the werewolf. Gwen even suggests that it might not be a werewolf at all, but the work of a Wendigo. At this point, the paranoia only grows. Joaquim, who is from Argentina, shares a belief from his country that every 7th child is destined to become a werewolf. Cecily laughs it off, saying it's nonsense since she herself is the 7th child in her family, and clearly, she isn't one. Trisha, however, loses her patience and yells that all this talk about werewolves is nonsense, and the truth is that one of them is simply a murderer. Suspicion shifts toward Sam, with Janine accusing him of wanting to scare the townsfolk into agreeing with his pipeline project. She believes he killed Dr. Ellis, pointing out that he was the one who came through the back road. The tension explodes as everyone begins pointing guns at each other, hurling accusations. Finn steps in, trying to calm them with a speech about brotherhood, even collecting their guns, but no one listens. One by one, the townsfolk storm out of the lodge, leaving only Finn, Cecily, and Janine behind. Meanwhile, Sam arms himself with hunting gear to protect against what he believes is out there. Trisha and Peter retreat to their home, while Cecily begins to suspect Finn. She urges Sam to check Finn's room, and together they discover a newspaper clipping about past killings in another town called Grafton. Coincidentally, Finn had been posted there before coming to Beaverfield. Sam also finds a knife in Finn's locker that smells strongly of diesel, which raises even more suspicion. Elsewhere, Joaquim and Devin sense something moving in the dark on their way home. Panicking, they split up and run. Devin soon encounters Trisha, but instead of helping him, she kills him. Back at the lodge, Sam, convinced Finn is the werewolf, hunts him down, but instead finds Joaquim with Finn and Cecily, who are hiding under the stairs. Joaquim explains that he and Trisha were attacked by someone and begs for help. The group decides to go to Trisha's house, where they find Marcus armed with kitchen knives strapped to his gloves for protection. But Marcus panics and attacks them. Just as things spiral out of control, Gwen drives up in a car and rams into Marcus, killing him instantly. Before anyone can process what happened, Trisha arrives and shoots Gwen dead. She then forces Finn, Cecily, and Joaquim into her house at gunpoint. Trisha angrily tells them they shouldn't have meddled in the town's business and blames them for standing in the way of Sam's pipeline project, which she sees as her chance to make money. Trisha had completely lost her mind after the death of her dog. Fueled by rage, she turned her gun on anyone who opposed the pipeline project. Devin, Joaquim, Marcus, and Gwen were all against Sam, so she saw them as enemies. But when she hears about Devin's death, Joaquim snaps and kills Trisha by striking her with an iron rod, causing her body to fall against the fireplace. The group flees the house, only to find Sam waiting for them outside. In the chaos, Finn gets distracted, and Joaquim suddenly grabs Cecily by the neck. He accuses her of being the werewolf, insisting it's because she's the 7th child in her family. Paranoia takes over as everyone begins to believe each other could be the monster. Finn tries to calm Joaquim, but he doesn't listen, and soon Joaquim is shot and wounded. Sam then seizes the moment, holding Cecily by the neck and accusing Finn of being the werewolf. He points to the knife smeared with diesel that was found in Finn's room as proof. But Finn argues that the knife had actually been planted there and originally came from Sam's room. The two men fight viciously, and Cecily uses the moment to break free from Sam's grip. Their struggle moves near the giant fire totem Sam had built. As Finn begins to overpower him, Sam stabs Finn with a knife. Before dying, Sam angrily fires at the totem, triggering a massive explosion that kills him instantly. Cecily drags the injured Finn back to the lodge and tries to treat him. While there, Finn notices Cecily's undelivered mailbox, stuffed with old letters and newspaper clippings. That's when the shocking truth comes out: Cecily is the real werewolf. She laughs and explains that hunting is a necessity for her survival, and the townsfolk made it easy because they were so foolish and divided. She admits she planted evidence to frame others. She left Trisha's dog collar at Flint's house, placed the knife in both Sam's and Finn's rooms, and spread chaos using the pipeline issue. From the very beginning, it was Cecily who killed Dave, just so she could steal his mailman's uniform and blend into town. She also reveals her kills weren't random. She ate Peter's hand simply because he had flirted with her using that same hand. Cecily had tried hunting in bigger cities before, but it became too difficult. Beaverfield, with its small and gullible population, was the perfect hunting ground. Now exposed, Cecily transforms and lunges at Finn to finish him off. But just then, the hunter Emerson Flint appears. Flint, who had secretly been moved by Finn's earlier speech about community and neighborly values, steps in to help. Cecily recovers and viciously bites Flint, forcing Finn to hide while the two clash. Flint manages to fight back and pierces her neck with a rocket, leaving both him and Finn believing she's finally dead. But Cecily isn't finished yet. She rises once more and launches another attack. Just when it seems hopeless, Janine arrives. Fueled by rage over her husband's death, she takes her revenge and shoots Cecily with arrows, killing her for good. With the werewolf finally defeated, the nightmare in Beaverfield comes to an end. And that's how Werewolves Within 2021 comes to an end. What started as a small-town mystery turned into chaos, paranoia, and finally the shocking reveal that the friendly male woman was the real monster all along. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more movie stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.